What people's options are. Let's say you're expecting and you're planning your maternity leave, and then when you want to go back to work, what are the best things you can do for you, for your career and for your child?
Well, the best thing that you can do for your career is to go back full time. Is to go back full time and to have childcare, suitable childcare that's really high quality for your child full time. But that's just not the reality, particularly for mothers. Firstly, because it's very hard to get part-time work. There are only 10% of jobs that are advertised as part-time, and most of them are low quality and low pay. But also because childcare is extremely expensive. We have the second most expensive childcare system in the world. For 2/3 of families, they pay the same or more for their childcare as they do their rent or their mortgage. So this is their biggest expenditure, and it means that many, particularly women, are paying to go to work. And of course, that doesn't really make sense. So they do try to go back part-time in order to reduce their reliance on childcare and in order to manage their professional obligations and their personal obligations. But that then sets women off on what is affectionately termed as the mummy track, where they're in low paid part-time work with and it's very unlikely that they're going to progress, they're going to be promoted. So we don't have the structures and systems in place to facilitate women having children and a career, and that's what we term the motherhood penalty. And it means that by the time a woman's first child is 12 years old, her hourly pay rate is 33% behind a man's.
Parents are coming up with really creative solutions. They're being forced to do it, whether it's taking some of your friends' children to look after for the day and then swapping. What kind of things, what kind of measures are people taking to be able to better manage this?
I mean, that's exactly what they're doing. They're having to, strike relationships with other families. If you have parents close by or siblings close by, then hopefully you can find ways that they can help out. But that just isn't the reality for many families. If you're in a couple, then some people are trying to strike deals with their employer where they perhaps work later at night so that their partner can manage the night times. There's all sorts of chaotic, often, and really stressful planning going on behind the scenes that, again, affects your mental and physical health. These things aren't easy to manage, but they're your only option. The reason why people are getting in touch with us often is because they have nowhere else to go, but also because we can help them make a flexible working request, and we can tell them about the legalities of that flexible working request. So it means it's more likely that they will be successful in their request. But it really is a massive, massive struggle, and it really is forcing many women in particular out of their careers right in the middle of a cost of living crisis. The government really needs to get a grip of this, because we've been forewarning this would happen for years, and we're seeing the results of that right now with 4,000 childcare providers net closing between March 2021 and March 2022.